Hi everyone, Adarsh here. So today we're gonna see how we can create a Spring MVC application and we can secure that application by using Spring Security LDAP authentication. So in this POC, I have not added any external LDAP. I've just created a Apache DS inline embedded LDAP server with the code itself. So what happens once application start? That inline embedded LDAP server will invoke and it will read the configurations from LDAP file, and it will create a virtual embedded inline server for the Spring MVC application. And in this application we are not using any XML, we are using totally annotation based configuration. So let's see how it looks like. So we have pom.xml here, where we have all standard tag like group ID, artifact ID, version, packaging as a WAV file, name of the application, URL, organizational tag, license tag. We have a developer tag here, then followed by repositories. Then we have a project name, source code encoding version, then Java version, Spring Web version it's 4.2.6 release, and Spring Security version is 4.1.0 release here. And then we have a JUnit, SLF4J and logback version configurations here. Then in the dependencies tag we have first Spring Web dependencies configuration, where we have Spring Web dependency, then followed by Spring Web MVC. Here we have a Spring Security dependencies configuration started from the Spring Security core, Spring Security Web and Spring Security config, and then Spring Security tag lib, and followed by Spring Security LDAP. Then we have Servlet API dependency, JSTL dependencies, SLF4J logback dependency, and then we have Apache directory server dependency, which gonna help us to create a inline embedded server, LDAP server for us in the program. Then we have a build tag. Inside build tag we have a var file name, then resources configuration, plugins. We have Maven standard Maven compiler plugin, and then followed by JT server plugin. So this JT server plugin, what it does basically, at the time of application startup, it will create a embedded inline web container so that we can execute. So need not to deploy our complete application to any of the external server. With this plugin itself we can get the virtual server here, and we can execute our web application on that. So let's jump into the code. We have a Java. Inside Java we have package here, resources, web app. So in resources we have LDAP server, LDAP file, and then we have a properties, logback. We have in the web app we have a static resources. Inside the static directory, which is CSS, bootstrap CSS, JS, we have bootstrap JS, jQuery JS. Inside the web INF we have pages and web.xml. So in the web.xml we don't have any configuration here as of now. So let's start with the Java code. Here we have configurations, where we have a security as well as web configuration. So starting from the web configuration, this is a web MVC initializer, extending from abstract annotation configuration dispatcher servlet initializer. So here we have mentioned that whatever the configurations files we have, like web MVC configuration and web security configuration, where we have done two configurations. Then we are saying that any request comes to the application, it's gonna be addressed by this dispatcher servlet initializer. Then we have a web MVC configuration here, which extends from web MVC configuration adapter. So this class is annotated with enabled web MVC and configuration, and we are saying that component scan for the bean creation, and we are importing a security configuration file into that. Here we have a JSTL view resolver. So any view name which is returned by the model controller, it's gonna prefix with this and suffix with this .jsp extension. Then we have mentioned that all the static resources for the application is kept inside the static directory inside the web app, so which I have showed you here, this one. And then we are saying this is a configuration for property placeholder basically. So let's get into the security configuration. We have a security initializer extend from abstract security web application initializer, and then we have a security web security configuration extending from web security configuration adapter. So this class is annotated with the configuration as well as enabled web security annotation. So in this we have override configure method where we are saying that any request come with the slash static should be all ignored for security intercept. And then inside the configure method here we are mentioning that any static.css, static.js, and login and logout should given all the permissions. And then for slash users, it should have user or admin or super admin role. For slash admin, it should have admin or super admin role, and for super admin it should have super admin role. And then we have mentioned the login page. So in requests for login page, slash login will be request and default success URL will be welcome. In case of login failure, this gonna be a URL. And in the login form we have username and password as a input fields where we'll receive the username and password from the form. And for logout we have a slash logout URL, and logout success URL will be a login page. And while logout we are saying that sorry, clear the invalidate the HTTP session as well as clear the authentication from security context. And in case of any exception handling, in case of any exception or illegal access to the application, access denied gonna execute here. So we have a for all these URLs we have corresponding controllers like login controller we have. So any request comes with a slash login gonna be intercepted by this controller method, and login view will be returned. So inside the pages we have a login page. So in the login page we have included a GSTL code library as well as page a directive here of JSP. Then in the head section we are importing CSS as well as JS file from Bootstrap and jQuery. Then we have a container here from Bootstraps. Then we are showing some messages what we are setting from the controller. And then here we have a form. So in the form we have action as a login, we have a JSTL tag where we are saying that in case of anything is there inside the error we'll gonna show it. And here we have a label and username as a input button, and label as a password, and input field as a password here. And then action as submit button basically, and this is a CSRF parameter. So in this application I have not disabled the CSRF, it's working nicely here. Then so here we are setting a error. So in case of we have any error in the page, or in case of logout we are saying some messages here and showing the login view here. So this is a logout URL. So once this URL is hit from the page, it's gonna redirect to the login page. And in case of any illegal access denied gonna execute, so which gonna show us a access denied page which is says insufficient privilege or something, some messages. So this is a login controller. And then we have an application controller. So in the application controller is annotated with the @controller, and we have some methods like we have mapped the slash root context as well as slash welcome with home page. So what home page is there? So in the home page we have included a page directive and tag lib directory to include JSTL as well as security tags. And then we are importing Bootstrap CSS as well as jQuery and Bootstrap JS files. So here we are doing, we are checking whether the current user is logged in or authenticated. Based on that we are showing a logout URL. And then we are showing some messages, and in this div tag based on the current user privileges by using string security tags, we are showing the buttons for their respective home pages for super admin, for admin, and for user. So once super admin click the button, this method gonna intercept, and then will return sadmin as a model. So we have a super admin JSP page where we are just including JSTL code library as well as some Bootstrap CSS and JS files, and then we are showing a login button, logout button, as well as showing some messages. Here for the admin page, whenever the admin from the home page, if current user is admin and somebody click the admin button, so this URL gonna generate and which gonna intercepted by this method, and admin view will be shown. So here we have admin on JSP, so where we have included a tag lib, JSTL core, as well as page directive, and then in the header section we are including bootstrap CSS as well as jQuery JS as bootstrap JS files. Then we are showing a logout button based on the user authentication, and there's another button which gonna take the user to the home page itself, and then we are showing some messages. And then we have a last method which is for showing a user page. So here's a user page. It's almost similar like the other pages where we have JSTL core as well as a page directive, including a bootstrap CSS and bootstrap JS file and jQuery JS file. And then we are showing a logout link as well as a link to go back to the home page, application generic home page, and some messages. So this is how the application looks like. In application.property I don't have anything. In the server.ldap server, so in web security.configuration I have not explained this method where we have a LDAP configuration. So we have auto-wired authentication manager builder here, and then we are saying that LDAP authentication and user DN pattern is this, user search base is this, and every role should be prefixed with role underscore, and then context source will be LDAP file from this location. So this is a file where we have specified the groups, peoples, and then we have specified the admin user here, super admin user here, then normal user here, and then we have binded all these users. For user we have admin as well as user. For admin we have only admin user, and for super admin we have only super admin user. So let's start the application and see how it looks like. So I'm building a source code here by using ambient clean install command. I don't have any test case, so I'm not saying that skip the test case and all. Ambient, now I'm starting a JT server by using ambient JT:run command. It's gonna take couple of milliseconds here to boot up the container and application. So here we can see that application started on container started on port number 8080 on localhost. So let's hit this URL and see how it looks like. So first I'll give some wrong username and password. I guess application is still booting up. So unbinded of LDAP server completed and all LDAP server stopped. Just restarting the LDAP server and rebooting the container. So let's see how so let's see how it looks like. So I'll give admin. So I get into the application where I can go into the admin home, and I can go into the user home, and I can say log out. I can log in into user, so I can see only the user home page. So I can go into that, I can come back to the generalized home page, and I can log out. Case of any wrong user, it gonna say invalid credentials provided. So that's how the application looks like. So I'm gonna save this code to my GitHub repository, which is github.com/adarshkumarsingh83/spring_security. So my previous application, which is the same for embedded LDAP server based on the XML configuration, is there. So you can just pull it up and check it and play around with this. So I hope this will help you to understand how we can do annotation configuration for embedded LDAP server. So till then, take care. Bye.